Hey guys, so I don't usually do this, but I've got a book here, Conversations with God. This is book 3, and I wanted to read you a couple of bits from it just because to me they're really powerful. There's a couple of phrases in here, I'm just going to let you know what they mean. Higher evolved beings is just going to be HEBs, just to make it easy when reading. So basically talking about the differences between our society now and what it would look like if we were higher evolved beings, if we were actually on a much higher consciousness level, and our goals and what we said we were doing and our actions were all in the same direction. A lot of the time right now, it's like we say that we're travelling to England, but we're actually heading to America, and we keep saying, no, I'm going to England, but you're on a plane that's going to America. So, well, that you're saying one thing, but the action that you're taking, getting on that plane, is taking you somewhere else. So, it's talking about the schooling system and what it would look like. And in a higher evolved society, a mere process of education by which offsprings are reminded of what's so and what works. Offsprings are raised by elders, not by those who conceive them, though they're not separated from their parents necessarily. They're just actually, they use the wisdom that's in society to pass it on to the younger generation. So in what we would call school, they would call learning time, and their offspring wouldn't have a set curriculum. They'd choose the skills they'd like to acquire. And so motivation is thus at its highest level, and life skills are acquired quickly, easily and joyfully. So unlike in our society, in which adults model behaviour opposite to those that they want children to learn, in higher evolved cultures, adults understand that their children do what they see others doing. So it would never occur to higher evolved beings to praise their offspring for many hours in front of a device that shows pictures of behaviours they'd like their offspring to avoid. Such a decision to a higher evolved being would be completely incomprehensible. It would also be equally incomprehensible if a higher evolved being did this. They then denied that the pictures had anything to do with their offspring's sudden aberrant behaviours. I'll say again, the difference between the higher evolved being society and human society breaks down to one very simple element, what we shall call truthful observation. So, in higher evolved societies, beings acknowledge everything they see. In human societies, many deny what they see. They see television ruining their children and they ignore it. They see violence and losing used as entertainment and deny the contradiction. They observe that tobacco harms the body and pretend that it doesn't. They see a father who's a drunken and abusive, and the whole family denies it, not letting one say a word about it. They observe that over thousands of years their religions have utterly failed to change mass behaviour, and they deny this too. They clearly see that their governments do more to oppress than assist, and they ignore it. They see a health system that's a disease care system, spending 1/10 of its resources on preventing disease and 9/10 on managing it, and they deny that profit motive is what stops any real progression on educating people on how to eat, act and live in a way which promotes good health. Now, everything depends on who you think you are and what you're trying to do. If your objective is to live a life of peace, joy and love, violence doesn't work. This has already been demonstrated. If your objective is to live a life of good health, longevity, consuming dead flesh, smoking known carcinogens and drinking volumes of nerve-deadening, brain-frying liquid does not work. This has already been demonstrated. If your objective is to raise offspring free of violence and rage, putting them directly in front of vivid depictions of violence and rage for years does not work. This has already been demonstrated. If your objective is to care for the earth and wise husband her resources, acting as if those resources are limitless does not work. This has already been demonstrated. If your objective is to discover and cultivate a relationship with a loving God so that religion can make a difference in the affairs of humans, then teaching of a God of punishment and terrible retribution does not work. This too has been demonstrated. Motive is everything. Objectives determine outcome. Life proceeds out of your intention. Your true intention is revealed in your actions, and your actions are determined by your true intention. As with everything in life, and life itself, it's a circle. Higher evolved beings see the circle, humans do not. Higher evolved beings respond to what is so, humans ignore it. Higher evolved beings tell the truth always. Humans often tend to lie to themselves as well as others. Higher evolved beings say one thing and do what they say. Humans say one thing and do another. Deep down you know that something's wrong and that you intended to go to Seattle but you're in San Jose. You see the contradictions in your behaviour and you're truly ready to abandon them. You clearly see both what is so and what works, and you're becoming unwilling any further to support divisions between the two. Your race is awakening. Your time of fulfillment is at hand. You don't need to be discouraged by what you have heard from here, for the groundwork has been laid for a new experience, a larger reality, and this was a mere preparation for it. You are now ready to step through the door. This is such a powerful trilogy of books. Anyone who hasn't read it, I highly recommend grabbing them. And if this opens up any discussion, talk about it below this video. I'm going to post this in a few places. It's going to be on my page. It's going to be in the Medicine Tribe group, where there's a lot of people who are already on the similar page to this, all at different stages of our journey, as we always are in life. And I'm not claiming by any stretch of the imagination to be more consciously awake than anyone else out there. I'm on my own personal journey, and every day I'm learning more. Or am I learning more, or am I just remembering what my soul knows? Love you guys. Bye bye.